the next part, obviously, you go into college, and we hear the story about what happens on Gary Vee. First off, how did you hear about Gary Vee to begin with, and then how long had you been watching his stuff when that phone call got through?
Yeah, so my friend Dom, about a month prior, he told me, he's like, yo, you need to follow this guy. And I was like, no, okay. Okay. And so I started like following him, and then I stopped. I didn't even like consume his content. Dom would just send me like random videos here and there, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like didn't know if I was into it, but Dom's like, you gotta watch him. Like he's good. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so then I had this moment where I like flew out to LA. I had an interview, and this is the week that I flew out. So on September 5th, I called my mom.
How long after graduation was this?
So I graduated in May from college, and then, or do you want high school? Where are we at?
After college graduation.
After college, yeah. So I graduated college in May, and then I was working for Live Nation out at the Gorge Amphitheater, best amphitheater in the world.
Shout it out.
It's my place. Love you all at home. You're amazing. Best people I've ever worked with in my whole life. Absolutely. They're family. So I worked out at the Gorge, and then I became a runner for Flame Productions. They're an amazing company. And while I was a runner, it allowed me to look for jobs on the weekdays and then work on the weekends.
All right, so right after you have this amazing phone call that we all saw, I think the next question is, once you hang up that phone, what is going through your mind? What are you thinking? Take me through that. What was going on at that moment, right after that call?
I called my mom, literally, and not because Scooter told me to, but because I called my mom. I was like the only person, my number one fan in my whole entire... In my court is my mom. The only fan in my court is my mom. Yeah. And so she was in the grocery store, and she was still shook about this car accident that I was in. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Mom, and she's like, what? Oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, Mom, I'm fine. Mom, just come home. I have something to tell you. Mom, I have something to tell you. You gotta come home. She's like, okay, I'm leaving the grocery store right now. She like leaves her cart in the middle of the aisle and comes home. She does, and like, she's just crazy. She's fun.
What was that conversation like with your mom? So she's freaking out. She gets back from the grocery store. What was that like when she got back? What'd you guys talk about?
I just go, I can't tell you anything. You gotta just sit down and watch this. And then I'm just pacing. Like, I could not stop pacing. And my mom's boyfriend was in the other room the whole time I was on the phone. And he had no idea what was happening. Like, he had no clue. He was like, well, what happened? I was like, Roger! And then I was like running. I like stood outside. It was pouring in Washington. I just walked outside, and I just stood there. And I was like, I called Dom, because Dom's the one who told me to follow Gary. And then I called my best friend, Rosie. I was like, Rosie, like, you gotta see this. And I'm like, go on Facebook right now and watch this video. I can't tell you more. Just go watch it and call me back in 15 minutes. And then I was like calling all my friends. My mom ran over to my neighbor's house. She's like, oh my God, Kim. So this went on for like several hours of me just like pacing back and forth, freaking out of like, what's gonna happen? And then I had this fear of like, no one was gonna reply to me. I had a fear that this was just for the camera, because I had been in these situations with companies for the past like few months where they would just not get back to me, or they'd just leave me hanging. And so I was like emailing Gary's team. I'm like, hi, just making sure I'm coming out. When do you want me to, I can be out there tomorrow. I can be out there yesterday. When do you want me?
Stay tuned for the next episode after, what was it called? Can we start over? Cut. So I killed Brandon. This is my podcast now. Stay tuned for what comes after the phone call with Gary Vee and Scooter next week. Yeah.